You're listening to the 5 Stars podcast, sponsored by Stealth Competitions Limited, exclusively on the 5 Stars website. Subscribe today for content from your favourite Ibrox heroes. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the 5 Star podcast. Always a pleasure, particularly when we've got genuine Ibrox icons in our company again today. It's only Barry Ferguson and the one and only Ian Durrant. Yeah, difficult time for the club just now, but we have to face the facts of the circumstances. Just not good enough, bottom line. We're not here to have a post-mortem. There's plenty doing that. We'll try and find some positivity. But I have been intrigued by a couple of points the manager made, guys. One was he suggested the squad were scared, and the other was the anxiety that was obvious within the playing group. My concern here is, where does this fit? Were they scared and anxious before they took the field? Or is it results that's making players scared and anxious, and the way the fans perhaps expectation is so high? But first and foremost, guys, you tell me what it takes, mental fortitude, mental awareness, desire to pull on that Rangers jersey in the first instance, Ian.
Well, if you're scared, you have no chance at Ibrox, Tommy. Bottom line, because we all know, and we spoke about in previous podcasts, you need a backbone to play there. It's a tough environment, but if you master it and you get the better, the crowd will go with you. I can see the bit of anxiety. The anxiety can be not winning games. That's par for the course. So he needs to start winning games. But if you're as I touched on, if you're scared, you have no chance, because that badge becomes a lead weight, and becomes a lead weight, you're out it. No chance.
When you get your first sniff of first team football, Ian, under Jock Wallace, the team weren't exactly flying at that time.
Yeah, but I wanted to play. Nothing was going to stop me playing for Glasgow Rangers. And now you come into I was surrounded by good professionals, Tommy. The team weren't doing well, but now your McCloy, your Derek Johnsons, your Coyces, your David Coofers. Now good pros that want to make it better. And then eventually we made it better, obviously with Graham Souness coming in. But I wanted to play, and I wanted to get that jersey. When I got that jersey, I wasn't giving it away.
Barry, I remember John Brown saying that he was signed by Graham Souness from Dundee, and on his debut he said to him, show for everything, take the ball in, and I don't care if you lose it, but see the minute you turn your back on the ball, show any form of fear and don't want it, I'll sell you. Is that where we're at the moment, Barry?
Yeah, well, answering your first question, I think it's a bit of both. I think they're nervous before the games and during the games, because the demands and expectations that are put on you at Ibrox, a lot of people can't handle, and you can see the players are certainly suffering. There's no doubt about it, but they're the only ones that can get themselves out the difficult situation where it is. You need to be brave, Tom. It's one of the ones where, see, if you start no showing for the ball, people start to sense that. You need to show a bit of bravery, and unfortunately at this moment in time, I don't think that the players are doing that.
How, from a coach's perspective, and you both coached at the top end, how do you find a mechanism to have the players relax?
I had the problem last year when I came in. You obviously, before I had took the job, there was an issue at Ibrox.
Yeah.
That continued for a couple of games, and it was a case of walking them through things on the training ground, having a couple of meetings with them, not going too deep, because I think if you talk about it too much, it starts to affect them. And I'll use the word, and Durrant has used it, I've used it, and you've mentioned it. It's about being brave. Go and show for the ball, go and demand that you want the ball. But you can see there is obviously an issue at this moment in time. But my way round about it was, if you don't show that bravery on the pitch, well, I'm afraid you're not going to get the opportunity to be on the pitch. So it's up to you to go and show that you can handle the situation. And certainly there's a tough situation at this moment in time, but they're the only ones that can get themselves through it. Tom, it's there's no magic wand. As I said, it's tough. I've been through tough times at Ibrox, so is Durrant, but you need to stand tall, you need to puff your chest out, and you need to go and show the people that you're more than capable of playing for a club like Glasgow Rangers.
Ian, 13 new players in the squad. Has that not helped the circumstance as they try and find some kind of bond?
Of course they do, but the chief executive and they all sat together and picked the players. They knew there was going to be a big change around from what happened last year. So the change around, so you're trying to bed in players as quickly as you can. Go back to your point. I was lucky enough, and I think Barry was lucky enough as well. We'd be great dressing rooms. So when you do go through the tough times, as Barry said, there is characters in the dressing room that can pull together. And not mean because I'm sitting here, but I was with him.
Yeah.
I used to with the goalie. You talked about John Brown with characters. And that now I always found if you that the managers I worked under, sometimes they didn't have to police the dressing room because the dressing room looked after itself. Now the players we had, and a happy dressing room means a lot. And we had that. We had that bond. Yes, we'd games we lost, big cup finals, but we all stood together. To now, I don't see that togetherness.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll come. But when I say it together as a team, I mean everything.
Yeah.
The fans, everybody's got to be on board. And let's try and make sure we can try to get it to work. It's a tough time just now, and you've got a tough game coming up against Hibs again.
Yeah, I do think perhaps part of the problem is expectation was massive when the American investment was first suggested, and we all felt, right, we've now turned a serious corner, we've got working capital to improve the squad. Everyone was on board with the concept, but it's unravelled kind of quickly. What concerns me too is the pathway that was obvious for youngsters from Auchenhowie. That gate's now come down as well. You can't throw youngsters like McCallion into this squad and expect him to deliver, surely, Barry.
No, it's certainly not young Aiden. He's only 16.
Yeah,
so,
he's a talent.
No, he's a talent. I had him up every single day training with us. I seen it even at 16 years of age. Physically, he's not matured yet, but I seen there's definitely a player for the future. But it is tough to bring a young player into this sort of environment. Sometimes, listen, they don't show any nerves. That's another thing. So it is, but there's been a lot of money spent. There has been £20 million net spend. There is a lot of expectations on this group of players, and they need to really start showing it. It's 5 games, 4 draws, and a sore defeat against Hearts, and they really need to find a way to win a game of football, and that starts against Hibs in a quarter final, because you need to be getting to finals. Forget about getting to semi-final. You make sure you get to the final at Hampden and you're challenging for trophies. So this is going to be an interesting game in terms of, as a manager, maybe going to change your formation. We spoke about it last week.
Yeah.
I think you need to go and try something different, if I'm being brutally honest, because what's happening just now is not quite working. It's obvious to see that. So there could be a change in formation and even personnel.
Would you consider, Ian, then perhaps getting a wee bit back to basics first and foremost? Maybe a 3-5-2, get you a wee bit overload in the engine room. I don't see Cornelius having the pace for recovery, but I think he's got the intelligence where he can maybe find spaces to cover for guys like Suter and De Giga if they give the ball away.
Yeah, but he took Diego off at half time and brought Cornelius on. So, but you think Cornelius would give you the balance being a lefty? But it's nothing about formations, Tommy. It's nothing about 4-4-2, spark, character. It's about winning games. Yeah, that's the bottom line, Paul. Winning games, and he's got to find a formula. When you analyse the whole game on Saturday, there wasn't that much in it. I think decisions.
Maybe 15-minute.
No, but the decision, their first goal, it's a handball. Now we've all seen it, but we don't react to it. Then we lose a goal. Lawrence reacts to it. He's got a handball and reacts. He scores a goal. But there'll be 15-minute spell, as you say, when Rothwell come on. But you've got to score. Yeah. How the goal was disallowed, we'll never know, but it's disallowed. You got on with it. But Ashgard had a chance, but another chance after that. And then they got the part and get a penalty. And that's the way, when you're on top, we actually look fragile.
Nothing goes your way.
Yeah, and nothing went our way. And I said that when we had that wee spell, we had to score, and we never scored.
League Cup coming up round the corner. Let's park Hearts. It's history. We can't do anything about the circumstance there just now. What we can do is perhaps find the level of support required to get a result against Hibernian, as you've talked about. The League Cup in particular has been good to you both. Ian, your first League Cup medal, what's your memories?
Just winning and a celebration. That's how quick it goes, because after the cup game, we did a game on a Tuesday. So we had a wee celebration, and before we bang at it again. And it was similar. The Rangers will have the quarter-final cup, and then we've got the European tie right after that. So it's not a lot of time to think. When you're winning, it's easy. now to cover things over and just got on with it. But that's the way it was under Graham. He came in with that winning mentality. And what's happening just now is not just too dissimilar to what happened to Graham. Remember Graham first 3 games?
Yeah.
Came in with a big fanfare. Now this.
Then a win against Falkirk.
Yeah,
and
then it set us on. It just takes that game to hopefully kick it on. Now we come in with Woods, Butcher, Colin West, now all the players coming in. And but we need to get that win. The win, it matters everything. We'll see where we go for there, because you can see everybody's hurting. Now the manager, the supporter, especially because they've turned out all the time. And the players, and we spoke about it, the players need to galvanise themselves. How they do it, we'll find out. I see there's been me bonding sessions. I would get them with a right good bevy bow and just add a few things and get things going. And that was our way of doing it. And it happened, and we were successful.
The League Cup's been good to you in your career at Ibrox as well, Barry. 5 times winner.
Lucky enough to win it 5 times, but similar to what Durrant says, we had a game no long after we won the cup. You go, you celebrate it, you've got to celebrate every single cup win, and then you park it and you move on to the next trophy. That was the way that I always approached it. Cup finals, desperate to win, lucky enough to win quite a few. You go, you enjoy the moment with your teammates, with your family, with the supporters, and then that's in the past. You move on to the next one. But this game on Saturday, we need to make sure we get to Hampden in the semi-final. I don't care. I said it last week, coming up with the Hearts game, I would take us being absolute horrendous and winning 1-0 off somebody's backside. I couldn't care less. We just need to get that first win, and hopefully that breeds a wee bit of confidence into the players.
For everyone at the club, the fans in particular.
Yeah, the fans are hurting. Listen, and do you know what? They pay a lot of money. The fans, they turn up in their numbers. They show their feelings. I had it last year. I'm sure Durrant's had it as well. I stood in the touchline against Motherwell and Hibs, and you could hear them having a go. And do you know what? They had every right, because I would be doing the same thing if I was sitting in the stand. But do you know what? It made me even more determined to get it right and get into that dressing room and get onto that training field and making sure we worked harder than ever to put the wrongs right, basically. And this is what this squad need to do now.
We've been particularly passive in recent matches. Ian's talked about a bonding session over a couple of pints or whatever. You take the high road and I'll take the low road. They headed to Loch Lomond this week. Barry, is that the manager just searching for some kind of inspiration?
Sometimes take them out the environment, because they're in every day, they're with each other. Forget about the football. That's maybe his thought process. It's happened to me a couple of times. We went for a couple of drinks, and the quiet ones open up a wee bit,
right,
and it's quite good. Other times we've walked along Paisley Road West and went for a rolling sausage and a cup of tea, and
dive out the window.
And hammered our heads together just to try and sort out a dodgy run. So maybe that's the thing of the manager, just to take them out the environment, get away from the training centre, get them talking amongst each other, and hopefully they come in the day. I would imagine they'll come in the next day and train hard and work towards hopefully getting that victory against Hibs.
Ian, I suggest a lot of the fans would rather the team were taken to Gillane for the sand dunes than Loch Lomond.
Go there, Tom.
Yeah. What was that just like? And what did it do for
me? It was a dod, honest, because I was very slight. For the older pros now, were a wee bit heavier. Me, it was a struggle.
Up and down the sand dunes.
I remember that was pre-season, and that wasn't now a bonding session. That was your part of your pre-season. And Barry, again, Spawny says now, sometimes you talk to somebody. When I was playing and we were getting into the team, there was no mobile phones, so you could hear now everybody was talking to each other in the dressing room. Now, I'm not saying that's a distraction, I'm not blaming mobile phones, but going away to Loch Lomond the other day, and they'd be just they're all getting at me groups and they're having a wee conversation, as Barry says, and then they'll find out now how you getting on, blah blah blah, small things, but they mean that. Now you find out something about somebody you've never known, and these things. Listen, we're clutching it, we're trying everything, and if that's the manager's approach, then good luck to him.
Well, Saturday is huge, as you've touched upon.
Massive.
A record against the Hibernian isn't the best. So how does he go about the job, preparing them between now and Saturday?
Well, he's got to ask the players. Now it'll be interesting to see who's fit and who's not fit. Rothwell took a bad one, who I thought now probably had his best 15 minutes since he's came. I thought he made a difference. Unfortunately, got injured, so we'll see who's fit. But he'll know Now you'll find out. We spoke about. We'll find out who's got in the trenches now.
Yeah.
And certainly needs people to come out of the trenches, and it makes sure that they're ready for what's going to come in Saturday. Because it's going to be hard. It will be hard, and the crowd are uneasy. But he's got to please the crowd, win the crowd, and then win the game.
Is it when Barry, the manager, says, here's who's playing, here's on the bench, shuts the door, sort it out yourself?
Aye, I'd done that a couple of times.
Did you really?
To be honest with you.
And did you get the reaction you were after?
I think you go through too much. So go and show me a reaction. See you later.
Would it be opportune to bring back Nico Raskin?
I would like to know the background in it, because it's a guessing game. We don't know whether he doesn't suit the system or whether there's been a fallout. So until we actually know exactly, then we can have an opinion. But I've spoke about Nico. Nico is a very good midfield player who brings a lot to the Rangers team. I'll be honest, I did think he was going to be in the squad. Did I think he would start the game? No, but I thought he would have been in the match day squad, at least sitting on the bench. But the manager's made a decision, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. But what Rangers need to be in Saturday is don't concede, solid and compact, individually, whoever you're coming up against.
Win your personal battles.
You get the better of him. But if you're not having a good day, make sure he doesn't have a good day. And then collectively, run as hard as you can and show the support, some bit of passion. And if they do that, the fans will get right behind them.
100%. There's no doubt the fans deserve to see that kind of commitment.
Well, it should be a given.
Yeah.
It should be a given. That's what Rangers has always been about. It's not always about playing nice, free-flowing, attractive football. Sometimes you get games where you just need to dig deep and just get in amongst it and lay a glove on them. Make sure Hibs are coming and being uncomfortable. Don't let them settle, because Hibs have got some good players. David Gray's done a real good job. Had a difficult start last season, finished really strong, had a good start this season. So don't let them come and dictate to us. We need to dictate to them. That's what we need to do.
It's the 5 Star Podcast, the back of the Netflix production as ever. Ian, we signed Majowski and he has to find goals. But he's got to get service. And I don't think he had any service at all against Hearts.
Yeah, I seen obviously the start lineup on Saturday, and I felt sorry for him because he was coming onto positions where he was just trying to get a touch of the ball. But again, we never gave him any supply at all. And that's the strange thing, Thomas, for me. You see the amount of possession we had and how less we created. With the amount of possession, sometimes if you just get it wide, just fire it in the box, and then you're giving Majowski a problem. Is he going to be in the right position? But whenever, because we were just passing, you say pass, but we know we need to get the ball in the box quicker. We need to get the ball to the centre forwards, and whoever's playing the wider positions, make sure you're getting cross in. Now, for this is probably least amount in all my time known to have. To know now his positional sense, because he always pops up in the box. He always great deliveries. He put a couple in Saturday. Obviously, there was nobody there, but we need to get more bodies. I was watching a Celtic game on Sunday. And there was one time that they broke and they had 7 bodies in the box. And they were taking gambles. We seem to now, maybe 1 or 2, maybe two or 3 or 4 sitting back. Flood the box. Now, you never know. It was Barry said it might come off somebody's. You need a coisty backside if it comes off that. That's a shot when it comes off that backside. And that's what it needs. But we need to do more in terms of the final third, in terms of creating teams problems. Because Hibs have been scoring a lot of goals, but they've also been leaking a lot of goals. So that may be the wee game. Maybe they might open up and we may get opportunity. But Majowski, another big boy who came on as a sub. Now, let's see if they can play together. Because he's going to have to come up with now like formulas and try and win games.
Partnerships.
Durrant right. Have a desire to get forward. Just sometimes you don't need to get involved in the build-up play. Just take off and get in that box and get balls. Make Hibs defend. I didn't think we made Hearts defend.
Never. There'll be 50 minutes.
Make them earn it. So that's what we need to do. Obviously, Majowski, he feeds off crosses into the box. So we need to play to the strengths, and that's what we need to do on Saturday. It's plain and simple.
Because when I was younger, and I done a lot of running, and sometimes I'd end up in the box going, "What am I doing? What am I doing here?"
But you'd actually probably taken 2 with you.
But I'm running by Coisty and the centre forwards, and then what am I doing? Then you run back again. But it was just now when I had players when I was playing beside Davy Cooper and Bobby Russell, and they could.
They'll find you.
Yeah, but so you'd take gambles, and if, as I said, if I take somebody away and then Coyce might on the ball, but we're always in the box. We're always trying to get down on the end of things.
But he might make 10 runs and no get it 9 times, but that one time you might get it. Or you said you attract players and it opens space for other players. So get the opposition thinking.
And then one time I did do the run and scored. I blanked them.
That was right. It was the League Cup too, was it?
Yeah, no, that was the league.
Was it League One now?
Then we played the League Cup just right after that.
That's right.
When Barry's brother Derek was man of the match.
Yeah, I remember it well. Yeah. Not many blank Davy Cooper, but he was a special talent. Let's take a minute time out.
His statue's just down the road.
Is that right?
Aye.
Yeah. He was special. And even when he went to Motherwell, Barry, he was still a top player.
He was frightening. I remember as a wee boy going and watching him and just a one day left foot. I mean, Durrant was obviously lucky enough to play with him, but he was just no pace, but technically unbelievable. No right peg either, just everything with his left. But I remember some of his goals. The famous ones, is it a Drybrook Cup? Remember that one?
Oh, and Sandy Jarman claimed he scored the best goal of his career that day and then was eclipsed.
Aye, and I remember one against Aberdeen where he hammered a free kick. Remember?
Yeah. That was a League Cup final.
Dave Roberts was going to hit him. He says, "Good the way."
Yeah.
Aye, but what a player, Lanarkshire boy.
Absolutely.
Aye, and I see his statue when I'm doing a walk down the Palace grounds.
Taking too soon.
Get a wee tap.
Here's home to get one day.
Absolutely. We might get a statue to Ian Durrant and a statue to Barry Ferguson.
Every chance
we could build a statue of Russell Martin if he gets a result come Saturday. I mean, it is crucial. But all joking aside, we're heading into 2 games a week period between now and the turn of the year. If this squad aren't firing in all cylinders, working for each other with a bit of rotation, where do we go?
No, the other way is now, if you're not winning games, Tom, and that you'll get replaced. Simple as now. Now, you spoke about the American investment. If we're not winning games, there'll be no bums in seats. If there's no bums in seats, there's no revenue coming into the club, and that's a hard thing. I'm sitting here. This is me being negative, but I want to make sure now.
But be realistic as well.
That's what will happen. And if there's nobody turn up at Ibrox and match days, you'll be losing now a lot of money. And at this present moment, in the present climate in football, you can't be losing money. And we're now entering, as you see, a phase of games where Europe, and there's a lot of money that comes with Europe. If there's nobody turning up to watch you in Europe again, to look at that. But we're winning Saturday.
That'll do. That'll be a real kickstart. Yeah. Interestingly, I had a quick look at Leeds United after the 49ers made their initial investment. They had to take a step back through relegation to come forward. I just hope.
You're not saying that we're getting relegated?
No, my goodness. That doesn't bear thinking about. But I wonder if the investors have taken a longer term view that they're not going to throw everything at it in the first instance, and they want to just do it at their pace. But I think the pressure, being Rangers, perhaps has been underestimated.
It's different for Leeds, Tom. This is Rangers.
Yeah.
This is built on winning things. We've not won enough for a long period of time. We've won a trophy here and there. I don't think you can compare Rangers and Leeds. That's me just being brutally honest.
It's not me putting a hope in the Americans have.
But the Rangers is a one-off club. It's a special club, and it's a club that are built on tradition of winning trophies. And when you don't play well, we find a way to win. That's what Rangers is built on.
I think that's where we started about this, finding a way to win.
If
There's no magic wand, of course.
Of course there can be. You've got to create your own bit of history, your own bit of what's going on. But it's the best club in the world. But I mean, you remember Leeds is one city, one club city. Up here now, it's one or the other, and unfortunately now we're behind the other, and you've just got to go and try and make things. In our time, we were on top, and we enjoyed it. Rangers have just got to back to that. I guess now the level of investment's going at the club. I just hope they never underestimated Scottish football, because it's not as easy as you think it is.
Absolutely.
He's right. By the way, it's a brilliant point he makes there. I've seen many players, and I'm sure Durrant has, that have came for, whether it's down south or big leagues abroad, that have come in here and been took by surprise. Because, listen, it might not be the best standard, but I tell you what, it's a cup final for every team when they come up against Rangers. They make it difficult. Whether that's at Ibrox, where it's a bit easier at times, but when I was playing, and obviously Durrant, but when you go away from home, here, listen, if you don't roll your sleeves up and get wired in about it, you're in trouble.
Could the European campaign be a bit of a distraction?
See, to be honest with you, Tom, I'm not really interested in. Listen, it's great to play European football, bread and butter for me. This is what your first day of pre-season, league title, League Cup, Scottish Cup. That's your aim. I think it's a bonus. European football, financial for the club, brilliant.
Yeah.
But domestically is the big concern for me.
The transfer window is well and truly closed now, so what we've got is what's got to do the job.
Yep.
Potentially, have we overcooked the loan market?
Probably. Maybe there wasn't a lot of money there to go and buy players. But what Barry said earlier, now they have spent a good chunk of 20 million, which is a lot of money in Rangers, considering where we've been. And maybe the loan players, but now we call them projects. I hate that saying, because now they can come here and the projects can make their mistakes and maybe go back to their club's a better player. When they're coming on loan, sometimes see the loan when they're not your players. It always doesn't work out a lot.
Yeah.
And but then the loan players coming, maybe they don't get a start, and they feel sorry for themselves. But they've got to come now. They're coming. The ones we've got on loan now, they've been bought for a lot of money, so it's not now. But they're young, and Glasgow's a tough. You know it now. You know it. Glasgow's a tough environment. Tough environment to play, and see if you're not doing it, they'll let you know. And so we keep going on about it. Listen, we need to get something. Gives a wee light to the end of the tunnel, something to go for. Because see, if you're losing games and you get into tough European ties, you're coming back to another game, as Barry said. Now you're playing, and I don't want to go on and on about it, but we'll get a tough cup tie, and then we'll get a tough European tie, and then you're away to Livingston.
On that surface.
Exactly, but I'm not now. That's what I shouldn't be going too far ahead. But Barry said there. Now they'll be bang at you, and see if you're not at it. Tough day at the office.
Barry, do the leaders now have to take a responsibility? James Tavernier, John Suter, obviously. I like the look of Asgard starting to grow in it now that he's got a level of fitness. You know, he should be flying after 4 goals for his country in the last midweek.
I think it's important that you say leaders. There is a couple in there. I do know them pretty well, really well, because I work with them. But everybody's got to take responsibility.
Do you think could they bring them with them?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be trying. I watched Tav's interview after the game, and do you know what? I thought it was excellent. I thought he was very honest and open. And you could tell when he was doing the interview, he's hurting. It's sore, and it's not just sore for him. He says the players were hurting. Obviously the supporters are hurting. You can hear us too.
Yeah.
You're hurting. Everybody's hurting. It's only them that can do something about it. And I'm always a big believer in, when you're going through difficult times, you need to try and find a way, whether that's working hard or doing extra, sitting and having a meeting amongst each other. Sometimes it's just good for the players to have a meeting and know the coaching staff. So a lot of things,
Sort it yourself.
you've got to sort it yourself. Like the best manager that I think Rangers ever had was Walter Smith. I remember him coming in and saying, he would see his word and say, sort it yourself. So we would have to go and bang our heads together, and there would be a few
Home truths.
Aye, and listen, listen, I know it's your teammate, but don't be scared to fall out them. Don't be scared to say your piece. Be honest and open.
Say your
You
piece.
might not like it,
Yeah.
but sometimes it needs to be done. And I was I'm lucky enough to be in a couple of dressing rooms. That was the case, and a couple of occasions throughout the season, because when you do go through tough times, you need to sort it as a group of players.
You say your piece. I left Ibrox on Saturday after the game. As I got through the traffic lights at the top of the road, Paisley Road West, to slip onto the motorway, my phone went. I couldn't get a word in edgeways. Between there and Abington Services, Ian Ferguson from Australia.
Oh.
And he just was in one about what's happening and how's it happening, why has it been allowed to happen. Ian, as a teammate of yours, what would Ian Ferguson be like in the engine room or in the dressing room?
Like myself, the rest of us, all the Rangers fans, they're all hurting.
45 minutes.
And now we're just hoping everything gets better, but we're all hurting. And because we're not winning games, and we're used to winning games. And when that's taken away from you, and it's hard, and everybody will have their say. Every Tom, Dick and Harry, they'll want to have their say now, because they'll want to sort. But the players, the management, the directors, the kitchen staff, you name it, the circus and all that. Everybody's got to be together. It's not just now the players, the whole club. That's the club I know. Everybody was together. We were fortunate enough, and now we're on about a couple of weeks ago. We had a lot of players that knew what Rangers were all about, Tommy. I'm not saying that now, but it's different nowadays now. They get it. They get it quick, what it is to play for that club. And we talked about earlier, that badge. That becomes a lead weight, you've got a problem. And we spoke about, are we to embrace it, enjoying yourself? I don't see any Mavericks. I don't see anybody now having now I don't see any teeth anymore. And now that's part and parcel. Go play with Rangers. Do you want to enjoy it? Now here's you see Ferguson with Bell.
Oh, I couldn't get a word.
No, exactly. And he'll be great. And you've still been in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And his team just won the league and his serious. He should be celebrating.
Yeah.
There you go. He's phoning you up all the way. Want to know what's happening. That's
He didn't drink at all when he was a player.
you see him now by Billy the Ficker.
What's made it for it?
I'm boys gate compared to him.
I just want to start winning because listen, I'm going out to the shops and that up in Larkhall and you're like having no heated debates, but with the punters, but you can just see how much it means to people.
Yeah.
All we want to do is just going to just win a game of football, please.
And we used to go for a pint of milk and a loaf or something. You can always tell you're doing well, you're doing right, I'm all right, good. So you know it's a debate. You can see them coming now.
Yeah.
Now the eyes boring.
You're a bit more selective when your phone goes.
You know, I don't mind that because they're just passionate about their club.
Yeah.
And listen, I'll sit and I'll stand and I'll have a chin wag with him.
Or a WhatsApp group with an asbestos love for your phone.
As long as it's not too late in case he's rolling sausage gets now you're right called it.
That wouldn't do. Let's take a wee departure.
Two pickles.
Let's take a wee departure. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to do an alphabetic situation all round Rangers. So an A to Z of Rangers. So starting with A, your memories, the Albion training ground.
Absolute quagmire. I swear to God, it was the heaviest training ground ever. And there was Big Jock. Big Jock had a sand pit in the training ground behind the goal. And we'd have this practice match. And see if you weren't in the practice match, you'd be doing doggies on the sand pit, right? For some reason, you must have been, obviously he was in Burma, so he must have been attracted to the sand. And we went there, and it never lasted long. I think it lasted about 3 weeks, Albion, didn't it? Pre-season, and that was it. The grass was gone. Then before you know it, if it was really heavy, you were on the red ash. Then we had 2 floodlights. When we were on S-forms and that, it was great to have it, but it would be ideal if there was all a red ash and a grass pitch, and now you've got the reserves and
You had to run across. Was your one training kit to last you all week?
sometimes depends if it get really really bad now in terms of if you're not the mud now, but most of the time we used to put them in dryers, and come the end of the week there was like
Humdinger.
and there was like a bit of cardboard try to get the muck cast for
But I started, man.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Aye,
Before you got the
started,
luxury of working out.
We used to train at night. There was the high-rise flats, and they used to take, it was like concrete blocks. But they used to take the concrete blocks. So we used to do shooting, and then if you obviously hit all the bar, you had to go and get your ball. But the wee guys in the high-rise
Snipers.
Aye, and you went on to get it, and they're like, fucking, never get. Oh, sorry, they've got like bottles and that here. Give me that ball. Aye, take the boss. See you later, mate.
I was part of that gang because we knew where we came from. We weren't.
Ian, you must have been 23 by then, though.
No, we couldn't. We couldn't afford a ball, so we'd see who was practicing and try to steal a ball. But you're talking now under Big Jock. You had to train with your studs on. So you're taking these boys as like rollerblades, and you used to Big Jock. Remember that you came out the tunnel where the sable bit was?
Yeah.
And Big Jock was there, and he'd just pass you a ball. You had to go with one ball. Wasn't it like a bag of balls and bibs? It was just you had to look after your ball. That was
You
your.
was forgetting if you lost.
Oh, and it was. But we used to run across, and then you, depending on the roundabout, the Celtic fan would try to knock you down. So you're sprinting across the road.
Or get mobbed by.
See at night,
Yeah.
because I was obviously just a schoolboy training on it. But
That was the guys like Stan Anderson or somebody.
two floodlights. You couldn't see what you were doing. But that was the days. That was the proper days. We weren't allowed on the grass pitch because that was for the first team. We were on the red ash, and the red ash was just, it was like concrete, man.
Like character building.
Now you jump, now you combine it, then everybody out there, big bath, wasn't it? 40 people in this bath, honestly.
Came out different than you meant.
I don't know how the hygiene would have counted then, but I don't know about that. Oh.
So we're sticking with A. So that's the Albion boxed off. Albert's George. What a player.
Listen, lucky enough to play him on many occasions. The hammer,
Yeah.
What a left peg. Most powerful shot I've ever seen. Smoked about 40 fags a day. And what a player he was. He was technically brilliant. A big unit. Listen, I thought Big Alberts was immense for Rangers. Lucky enough to play with him.
Yeah.
Aye. And do you know what? One of the fittest, and I was saying, the old German just loved a Marlborough red, didn't he?
He did say the day he signed at Rangers and he went training for the first time. That night was at ACDC.
No,
was in
it's
concert.
John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi. And we all went over something. You pick it up for the Ian.
We took him out and we used to frequent. We plays Buzzy Wells in the town, and we got something to eat. And Big George came out and we went to the John Bon Jovi. And then obviously Big George just arrived and Coyce's gone backstage mixing with Ricky Sambora and John Bon Jovi and that. So Big George was loving it. He thought we were playing now.
Yeah.
There's concerts on every week at Rangers, I think. And but it was great, boy. And I just echo what Barry said. Let's hear now he's sort of half Hamburg, half Glasgow accent.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And he got it right away. He came. There was a big price tag on him.
Of course.
But he used to see some.
But he's another one that comes back and he gets the club.
Yeah.
He bought right into what the club was all about. And I see him a couple of times a year because he comes across and
Does some work for 5 stars.
aye, does a bit of work for 5 stars. He goes run about the lounges and it's always good to see him because what a player he was.
I remember him saying that night of the John Bon Jovi concert that he at the meal he thought, I'll just have a fag. And all the players were horrified that he was having a smoke. And he says, what are you on about? You're all steaming and I'm having a fag. What's the worry?
He goes, you like a beer? I like a Marlborough. I go, okay then, please.
And then he met the manager who'd had a few that night as well. So
the,
you're a pub deep.
the gaffer was, he was air guitars and everything. Walter, honestly, he was loving it.
Yeah.
But the time Archie Knox picks him up at the airport, you know, and he thinks Archie Knox is just down one of the people that picked him up. He didn't realise
One of the office staffers coming.
So Big Jaw's lighting up all night. He's about 6 fags from Glasgow Airport to Ibrox. Archie's like, what have he signed? and he found out he was assistant manager. Oh, brilliant.
Do you know he never played all the time under Advocate?
No, he didn't actually. He left. Advocate left in the December. I think George left in the summer. I mean, if he'd sat it out, he could have been there for a lot longer.
Aye, because I was surprised he was. Because he was a big player for Rangers. Big moments as well. See the big games.
Yeah.
He always produced the goods.
So that's 2 A's done. Let's shift on to B's for the moment. Maybe do ABC today, and next week we'll look at a few thereafter. B's. Barcelona Bears. The legends are still all around Ibrox, the Steenies.
Now, Durrant for us, I wasn't born at that
Not to see them playing, but you see them nowadays. When a match day,
Aye.
Alec MacDonald, Colin Steen, yeah,
Tremendous.
Bud Johnson.
Wally Wango, that's Steenie, that's what I call him. We're too gory enough, and me Bud, and then seeing at a match day that now we're doing the stuff.
What is it?
The defib lawyer.
The defib loyal.
But I have to walk with sit behind them with a defib in case one of them. Oh, but they're great. And some of the stories now that you see when they recollect that European run.
Yeah.
they're all sitting in the dressing room thinking they're out, but they're actually throwing away goals and how
Against
it
Sporting.
transpires.
Yeah.
And they were great. And obviously the gaffer Greggy as well, still about.
He just celebrated the birthday, I think.
Yeah,
That's what he did.
83. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's looking great as well. I've not seen him for a couple of weeks at the home game. We get big DJ. Other stuff. There's great nucleus in him.
Yeah.
And the best fan out of all of them is Par Laneby. He looks so he can still.
He plays too, doesn't he?
He was at the game last week. I'm like,
He must be getting something done.
oh, I think he's got one of the ice chambers or something. He just looks like an ice chamber. He's looking great, honestly. And as you say now, but see, even they do get talking and they talk about some of the games. I mean, the travelling now.
Yeah.
They had to go through years ago, wasn't it? Now, as you know, is.
Could listen to them all day, like seeing you because we're back as ambassadors. I mean, you just sit and they're straight as well. I love how they call it how it is.
Just don't like to sit with Steenie because of the amount of red vines he has before.
No.
He does like you.
I didn't see them. Obviously, you go on YouTube and you see him, but I asked my old man, and he speaks, says there was some.
2 girls, Rangers, 2 hat tricks.
No.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He said it should have been 3.
It's brilliant to still see they're connected with the club as well.
As it came off the post, I think that was against Arbroath maybe. He said it should have been 3 hat tricks in a row, and VAR would have confirmed it.
Especially when you've got VAR. We haven't even mentioned that today.
Tried to avoid
You
it.
see now, the lounge they've got, the bar summit, is great. It's very appropriate. Wow, they're still about it and they're still doing a match there.
Barry's got his eyes on it right enough, because we've now got the Barry Ferguson restaurant or dining room. What's that all about? Bring us up to date.
Aye, just that. Well, listen, it was the club had said they were thinking about doing it, so it's a couple of nice wee rooms. Durrant, he's been in.
Wee Barry Ramsey.
Aye, so no, listen, see to be part of the stadium and that. Listen, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant feeling, and to see the rooms. Obviously, they let me get involved in it in terms of the pictures. There was some pictures that mean a lot to me. Durrant's obviously up in one when I was a wee boy. I was on his shoulders.
Iconic picture. I've been putting on my shoulders now about it.
And then just a couple of ones where obviously it takes you through your first time going full time as a Rangers player, which meant a lot to me. And then you obviously have to work hard to get to the next level, playing, making your debut, and then captaining, and then obviously a few manager ones. So, it's a privilege to be part of the stadium.
Long may it continue. Sticking with bees for the moment, in the A to Z of Rangers, bonus. Do you remember your first win bonus?
Yep.
And what did you spend on, Barry?
My first win bonus was 10 quid.
Wow.
Aye,
What did you?
that's where you go. I was 16. £10 taxed into $7.50.
Good grief.
You might have to get taxed then, surely.
Aye,
Are we?
aye.
You must have been some wage units.
No, hey, $72.50.
I know.
And there's not a lot you could do with $7.50 after tax.
No, I know. So it was good. Say you played with the reserve.
Your
There
first
was,
bonus.
there was Reserve League West in the youth team.
Right.
So see if you get in the three of them, you were coming out with maybe an extra wee 60, 70 quid a month.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
And tell Tommy, what did you buy with your first bonus?
Listen, this man used to, he used to obviously wear shirt and ties. No, obviously you're not earning any money. So I wore this tie 2 days in a row, and he obviously named me Willie One Tie. So no, I done my first wage. I went into next and bought 10 ties.
Seriously.
My
Just the way I was, he'd slaughter you.
My full wage, I had to come out
ties.
with about 180 quid, and I spent about 120 quid in 10 ties.
God love him. I was similar there when I was in the reserves, £10. But then I got in the first team and I was only a YTS in the first team at that time, and I was on £27.90 a week.
Wow.
And I get £200.
That's serious wonga then.
Yeah, that was a bonus. Rangers, but they're on a wage cap. Everybody's on £300 a week. There's up now nothing, and I was still a kid. And I gave my man it right straight to Arpini.
That was a good thing.
Arpini that's where the woman used to stash their money.
Yeah. Did you go back and tap her for it a week later?
No, because it was amazing, because we played the Saturday. One on the Saturday, one on the Wednesday, one on the Saturday.
You're another glorious fair round the corner.
I honestly had a ways like that. And she kept saying, "Don't tell your dad." I went, "Oh." And I did go to go back and tap her. I mean, I did.
I'm not surprised. Let's move on to C. Catering. Legend of Ibrox Catering, no longer with us.
Oh, Tiny and Irene.
Oh,
What were they like?
Well, listen,
Unsung heroes.
they were the backbone. See, now we talk about backbone. They were the backbone of Ibrox. They'd done everything. There was a love in every. There wasn't a lot of departments then. There was a kitchen, a cleaner, helping, and now Max for hospitality in it. There was a love everywhere, and what a family.
aye. And they've still got family working at
Oh,
Ibrox.
that's
The Tiny's boy, boy
John.
I think
his
your
daughter.
niece, aye.
Yeah.
So, no, the special, they were brilliant. They wouldn't let you away with much either. Well, see, when you finish your dinner, you had to make sure you took your plate and your cutlery up. Aye, they weren't letting you away with
It
it.
didn't matter if you were a superstar.
And when I started full time at 15, I was skinny and I was tiny, and they wanted to obviously put weight on me, so I had to eat Arch and Ox made me eat porridge, but tiny. And Irene used to look on me, so it was a big bowl, and I hate porridge, hate it.
Had to get
And she would make me eat every single bit of tourism.
Stand over you.
I did.
I get through that every morning.
Seriously.
Aye, for a full year.
Big chalk.
A big bowl of porridge, and I wasn't allowed to put anything on it. I wasn't allowed to put sugar or nothing on it, and it was bouffing.
See if you know about up, they would come down and get you. Just walk into the dressing room. Now, just walk straight in, right up. You had to go up and get your porridge.
So it didn't matter who you were.
No.
You were all treated the same way.
Aye.
That was a great thing about Graham Souness and Walter Smith, Tommy. See, when the new players come, used to, right, that's Irene and Tiny and that's Butch and such. Used to introduce all the players to the staff. And now they get to them, get to know them, because they'll be here longer than any of us now in terms of now. and they were great. But lunchtime was a laugh. Lunchtime was a bun fight. Now, was that on the menu was chicken or fish?
Either or. Yeah.
Fried with beef.
On a Friday.
Was that no chicken on Friday? And
Chicken only come
that's what it was. And you go in and now as I saw the fella, just cook.
What was that? What was that pasta al forno or something? Oh man.
early days of pasta for you, was it?
Aye.
Then into just a salad, but nobody knew what a salad was.
No chips though.
No, any chips. No, it was either beans or you could get like scrambled eggs and that.
Yeah.
That was a pre-match. Chicken and beans, toasting beans.
So they did
everything.
everyday training and your match day.
Yeah.
Catering as well.
Everything.
Yeah.
But I say it wasn't your Gordon Ramsay, wasn't it? Like, the 20 things to pick. It was fish or chicken with beans.
Remember old Jean that was in?
Oh,
It's just to make the toast.
make a toast with a cigarette.
Aye. Fuck, can you get on that? I bet you asked you about toast.
About toast, I already there too, man. No, it's just, I was just a wee,
Just chucking you. Oh,
Dear me.
here's your toast, man. Right across the room.
Terrific.
They were the days. They were the
Yeah.
proper days, man.
C, stick with C, the last one for today. Andy Cameron, Rangers fan. He's had a hard time of it recently, but he's still there, old Andy. And he bleeds blue as well, doesn't he? You must have had some time in his company.
I've travelled all over the world with Andy. Been to Calgary, been to conventions now, as we all done, and he's massive blue nose. Still there every week. Yeah, he's 83 now, Andy.
Yep.
Loves it. His family, but they're all blue noses, and he loves it. And the wee man will be hurting just now, but he's been a character now. Years ago, we used to do the Rangers rally, and him and Ben Gunn, it was a double act, but he still cracks the jokes, and we go out for the boys' lunch down again, but it's a more sedately now lunch we go for now, but top man, and it's great now. You always see him about the club all the time.
Terrific.
I got to know him, and after games, if you never won, he would be brutal honest with you and tell you how it was.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. And I was friendly with Spencer. And sadly, he lost him. That must take its toll. But listen, mad Rangers man loves the club, didn't he?
Remember he used to do the team before the game?
He did that. He ran out. I bet you that.
I was a sub one day, right, and I've come on, so we came out early, and I was on the bench sitting down, and wee Andy come on out, but he had a pair of loafers on, right, and he slipped through. Right up in the air, right? See you next week. He came down with a pair of boots on. It's very good, John. See you, and Andy came up.
He'd mug Broxy for
Honestly,
boots.
it's like up next minute. He was in the boot room, and he's looking for a pair of size 6 like boots in case he's.
A fairy still.
Wouldn't they do that again?
Oh, wee Andy, the mic everywhere. You name it. Oh, the team sheets are flying all over the place. Oh, what a laugh.
You're on the mats with Andy's army.
We couldn't remember that. Aye, great.
Andy Cameron, a great Rangers man along the way. Next week we'll look at D, E and F.
Oh,
along the
I'm
way.
surprised if I don't get mentioned next week.
Oh, I think we might have to dodge that one. Larry.
Yeah, we didn't mention. Honestly, be.
I know.
Can't believe it.
I know. Cheers, man. Cheers, mate.
I'm waiting for you.
Listen, over sitting here, we're in the semi-final.
Yeah.
They will be.
I'm home.
They will be.
Well, remember, it's 5 stars. If you want to contribute to our podcast, send us a WhatsApp voice message and we'll edit it, obviously, and put your question to the box.
I swore, sorry.
I think there's a few swear words going round everybody's head at the moment, Barry, in the circumstance, and we certainly just hope that we can address the situation from top to bottom at the club. There's so much right. If we can just put this other part of the jigsaw together, we'll be in a good place.
Just get the first win and kick on from there. And then, as Barry said, hopefully, come Saturday night, we're having a wee glass of red and celebrating the Glasgow Rangers winning.
And listen, when you're winning games, it's what a brilliant place to be. The atmosphere round about the place, it's rocking. We've seen it, our own eyes. So it's just a fully committed performance. That's all the Rangers fans and us are wanting to see. And if we get that, then we'll win the semi-final.
Just one point before we go, which caught my attention this week. I saw Peter Lovenkrands is doing the Danish equivalent
I've
of
seen that.
Strictly Come Dancing.
Aye.
If you get the opportunity, would either of you guys embrace that?
No, man, he's been limited. Man, he's a shot to Peter. Man, wouldn't be very good at the dancing. I'd be more robotic, I think.
More like Perry,
Peter looks
I'm a
like-
celebrity, get me out of here.
Looks like-
Jungle
Man,
Mule.
he looks still a bit lively in terms of. My my lower body would go on a different way from my upper body if I was doing stripping.
I'm a celebrity, get me out with that in the window.
I could eat anything.
That's what I just about to say. I would do that. No, I'm not into that dancing caper.
Never the only thing would be the rats, but oh no, it's not coming out.
And they probably wouldn't be too chuffed either, I suppose.
Oh no.
When does it start?
For Peter Limington show, I think it's been recorded now. You'll catch it on YouTube. Yeah.
No,
He was lively, wasn't he? He was quite light on his feet, wasn't he?
Aye, Peter, listen, do you know what?
He was light on his voice as well, wasn't he?
Always says to Peter, listen, don't come, and he'll admit this, don't come and play, just come short, spin,
Yeah.
because he's pace. And do you know what?
Right.
He used to make an average ball look like a brilliant ball
Oh, aye.
with his pace.
He could catch pigeons.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, aye.
Terrific.
And listen, when he went through the middle, scored some brilliant goals
Absolutely.
for Rangers.
Cult signal one, not for William.
That was brilliant. You can't beat that.
Didn't you?
You can't beat that. Scoring the last kick of the ball, they take centre, bang, whistle goes, and then it's just madness for 4 days.
QB in. Long may that continue. Well, thank you so much for your time today, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Cheers.
5 stars again, bringing you exclusives on the podcast, and we'll do it all again next week. But let's hope we've got a smile on our face following a victory against Hibernian. Thanks for joining us today on the 5 Star Podcast.
We have got an extremely rare competition for you guys this week. It is a 55 Invincible shirt signed by the one and only Steven Gerrard. There's only 55 of these made. This is number 25. All the results in the front, and it could be yours for just 99p a ticket. Head over to the site, stealthcompetitions.co.uk, and we wish you the best of luck.
You're listening to the 5 Stars Podcast, sponsored by Stealth Competitions Limited, exclusively on the 5 Stars website. Subscribe today for content from your favourite Ibrox heroes.